Shouts out to the homie Ashley. Glad she hit me up. I enjoyed that conversation. We were talking about comic book stuff. I was like, oh, we talking about Spider-Man. Love it. But Doomsday. Currently for Doomsday, I'm excited to an extent. I'm excited that we're about to probably see a more so accurate Doom in the sense of like how his powers need to go. Like really show how powerful Doom actually is. Show that he's that guy. Thor's back. He's serious all of a sudden again, even though he was just a comedian the last two movies. Steve is back. That is something I'm super excited for. Steve is back. I will take Steve anytime, any day. Give me Steve. Hell, I wanted them to do an MCU show about Steve returning all 6 of the stones, and it's a 6-episode series, and he's just returning each of the stones because when they first returned the stones, it took multiple of them to pull that off, and he did it by himself. So I think it would have been cool to show Steve doing that. But for Doomsday, the rest of this roster is washed. Like, you guys, I liked Shang-Chi 1, but I would have preferred if Shang-Chi got more development, more movies. And What If doesn't count. What If are multiverse variants. The characters we're following, the lead characters of this film, are from the sacred timeline, the main timeline we watch, the main timeline we only care about. All those variants and universes, they're nothing. They only exist because of the sacred timeline. But what I do think Doomsday will do good is have amazing action. It might have epic moments with Cyclops going crazy on the Sentry. I mean, I'm glad we can see the X-Men, but you guys, we already seen Professor Xavier die so many times. How many times we gotta see this old man die? The hell? He always dying. Dying. And then we gotta see Magneto again. I like Ian McKellen, Magneto, but they could have done Fassbender and McAvoy, little younger ones, because we haven't seen them die yet. We haven't seen nothing tragic happen to them. But I grew up in I was born in 99. Like, we grew, even though whether the movies are good or not, we grew up with this stuff. So it's like we seen this development, and the fact that those X-Men movies already built up this X-Men, they already did most of the legwork. All Feige and them is doing is bringing in other people's work into their work, and other people already did the legwork of building this potential emotional weight we're going to feel when the X-Men cast die in Doomsday. I'm assuming they'll die in Doomsday, because they're definitely going to reboot the X-Men after this. So yeah, like, that legwork is done. But who's going to really care when Shang-Chi dies, if he dies? Who's going to care if Scott Lang dies? Like, he came off a bad movie with Ant-Man 3, and he has not had a good project since Ant-Man 3, or even a project at all. So you're coming off, you introduce a character. He was already introduced in phase 1 to now, and his most recent film is so bad that majority of the fan base don't fuck with it, and then you're throwing him into Doomsday and not even doing a attempt to, like, make, let's say, a 4th film that puts the character back in a good grace with the audience. You left a sour taste on people's mouths that saw Ant-Man 3, and they're going to go in with that sour taste, because the track record of how consistently good the character is just fell off. So for Doomsday, you guys, I'm excited, but it just looks like a bunch of nostalgia bait with no weight. And Doctor Doom had no development. Doctor Doom had no development in the MCU at all. And let's not sit here and act like, oh, they've been planning this since Endgame. They haven't been planning this shit since Endgame. If anything, Kang was an idea first, more than likely, before Doom, and they decided to go with Kang. They even went as far as introducing Kang and Loki. Well, the variants and stuff. But they started developing Kang in Loki season 1. They didn't do that in phase 1, 2, 3 with Thanos. Thanos only had really one film in Guardians where he had a longer scene than usual, but the rest of Thanos' development is just post-credit scenes. And then we get a full-blown Thanos in Infinity War, and that's when we get the most development out of Thanos. But in phase 4 to 6, they slightly altered how they're developing the villain. It's like, let's introduce him a little early this time. Let's start building the groundwork with more from jump. We don't need to do less. Let's try to give this character more than just, oh, we're going to do a post-credit scene and that count as character development. No, like they actually wanted to try and build Kang, build all these Kangs up. And Marvel responded to the bad reception of Ant-Man 3 and the situation Jonathan Majors was in, and decided, well, we're not going to recast. We're just going to be dumb and in the middle of our phase, redirect our plans, which is stupid. Because that is some shit people bashed the DCEU for, which was so unfair, but Marvel Studios is getting away with it. Because let's be real, Doomsday's finna make over $2 billion. It's an Avengers movie. Whether these Avengers these new Avengers are, they're not even as good as the OG Avengers from 1 to 3, phase 1, 2, 3. Like, who gives a fuck about Red Guardian? Like, Red Guardian. Oh my gosh. Red Guardian versus Doom. Oh. Who wants to see that bullshit? Like, we want to see Spider-Man versus Doom. Spider-Man is not even on the Doomsday roster. We want to see Hulk versus Doom. And Hulk isn't even in the trailer for the Avengers Doomsday. Who the fuck wants to see Red Guardian versus Doom? Ain't nobody want to see that shit except for the 5 Red Guardian MCU fans. But no, they with Kang, they literally did what the DCEU did: start some shit and not finish it, which anyone would hate who is a paying customer. But Marvel Studios gets a pass for it though, and Marvel Studios has been making a lot of mistakes with phase 4 to 6. Kevin Feige even recently admitted that he feels like a loser for not launching Blade yet. And yeah, you should feel like a loser, because that's fucked up. That was a dick move he did to Mahershala Ali. He's an Oscar-winning actor, and you didn't get his movie off the ground, but you got an Agatha Harkness show out before Blade. You prioritize Agatha Harkness over Blade. Mind you, Blade 1 and even 3, 1, 2, and 3, Wesley Snipes put Blade on the map. So you already had a boost there. People already knew enough about Blade. All you had to do was make a simple vampire movie with a black man leading. Throw some fucking hip-hop music up in that shit. Because, yeah, he black, but we want to hear some cool-ass music. Maybe some, techno and shit, like Blade 1, But it's not that hard. And Kevin Feige announced that movie in 2019. Mahershala Ali over here doing Jurassic World and stuff because he's like, damn, my time wasted. Like, bro, when we finna get my movie out? Remember, Oscar-winning actor Mahershala Ali. So even if you're an Oscar-winning actor, Marvel Studios will waste your time. Like, no type of respect. No type of respect. And Mahershala Ali, just like many other actors, worked very hard to earn those Oscars. And these movie studios use Oscar-winning actor blah 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 is starring in this movie. Like, they use it to boost the movie. So why are you wasting Oscar-winning actors' time like that? That is so not cool. Mahershala Ali could have been Blade by now, but this man is slowly getting older. Like, bruh, it's gonna be to a point where he can't do certain stunts. And Kevin Feige wasted all that time. He's gonna have to find a younger dude to play Blade. Like, that's fucked up, man. Marvel Studios on some bullshit, bruh. They really on some bullshit. They're trying to win us back with nostalgia. They're just being incompetent with their business practices with like Blade. And they don't know what to prioritize. It's like, imagine if Kevin Feige said, alright guys, we have an option between a Squirrel Girl movie or Ghost Rider. There's only one smart decision you should make. Because who's going to care about what more? Not Squirrel Girl. Not Squirrel Girl. We want to see a fucking Ghost Rider movie. But let's say he had the option between two and decided a Squirrel Girl movie. What the fuck? No, go with already what's popular and what's going to for sure get you money. Because you need money so we can make these movies.